What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the shop. Today we're installing cold air intake on the Golf R. First pull the MAF sensor, pop this tube, pull it off to the side, and then disconnect this hosing on the side to separate it. Then I got a T25, pin these out on each side of the ram air inlet. Pull it up. Easy as that. Now we can take off the mass airflow sensor and move it to the new intake pipe. We got a T20. There we go, mass airflow sensor's out. So just shy of 10 pounds. So all in all, we dropped 5.2 pounds on the intake. Not bad. Here is the slot it goes on the new intake. And so metal goes on top. Boom, and the holes line up perfectly. Disconnect the hose going to the blow-off valve. There we go. Shine a little light on this situation from Milwaukee. That's good.
In this part, I need to remove that clamp holding this plastic pipe to the turbo.
There we go. Easy, fell on the ground. Next, we got a reducer with one of the provided hose. Personally, I like to use a socket with these hose clamps because it's just easier and it doesn't slip off as much. Oh, yeah. Now we can put the first half on. All right, put the upper half in. Now I can reconnect the blow-off valve tube. Now for the next half, the shorter half goes up top, and I can tighten down this hose clamp. If you're enjoying the content up to this part, make sure you bang a gear on that like button for me. It really helps out. Next, there's a bolt that they provided that goes right through here to the tube to mount it, but right now it's hitting my custom catch can, so I'm gonna try and rotate this line down to get it out of the way. Next, I need to take this off. There's 2 T25 screws tucked in here. That way my filter can go right here. So the filter will fit in here perfectly. I just need to redesign my catch can line I have coming off the PCV to the can so it swings around up front here. This little extension came with it, and normally the 90 is supposed to go here, but that's exactly where I made my custom catch can. So what I'm gonna do instead, shout out to Subaru, got a Perrin, and this is a 2.75 inside diameter. We'll slip this on here like this, and then we'll slip this in here, and then put the filter on. And it puts it in a perfect spot. And now I can put in this final bolt into this little spot right here. Very last piece, I am going to plug in the mass airflow sensor. The intake is done. The new catch can line is made. It's running from here under the intake and going right to the catch can. Let's fire this bad boy up and see how the new intake sounds. Here's what it sounded like before. And here's what it sounds like after the new intake is installed. We'll give her another rip, see how it sounds from here. It feels good. It might feel quicker. The other intake I was looking at was the VWR one, which was about $500, and it's same thing. It came up from here, came here, and then it mounted the filter right here, and then the filter actually had a little inlet like on the stock one that went into it right here. So I knew I wanted my filter right here because of where I had my catch can, and almost all other aftermarket filters or intakes put the filter right here. But as you can see right here, the Ram air intake goes in to the very front of this filter, and that's why I picked a filter like this that has an opening in the front and not one that normally has the face closed. Here is the filter that came with the intake, but it was just too fat, so I had to find one a little bit narrower, which is why I went with the CTS one. Another big reason I went with this type of intake, this piece, a lot of them do a rubber boot coming up from here to right here, and if I ever want to add vacuum to the top of my catch can to my turbo inlet, I need to do it after the mass airflow sensor. So somewhere right in here or down here, I could add back something like this welded to the intake. So how did I save 300 bucks by doing this kind of DIY-ish? The intake is off eBay. It was $130 shipped to the house from eBay. The only thing I changed was where the filter went, and that CTS filter was about 40 bucks shipped to the house. And if you add that one coupling I added, that parent coupling, you could probably find a 2.75 inch, 3-inch coupling online for maybe anywhere on Amazon, anywhere between 15 to 20 bucks. So that probably actually comes out to me saving about $300 instead of doing the VWR one, which normally vents to that exact same spot. Bailey, why did you go with an eBay intake? There are some things I feel like you should spend good money on, and there's other things that I don't agree with, you know, like a $500 intake. Most of it is just piping and clamps and silicone. I don't feel that I should have spent $500 on that when I just achieved it for just about $200. Now, obviously pairing it with a quality air filter was nice though, you know, so I did spend good money, you know, 40 plus bucks on that air filter. That's the whole point of bang for buck racing, is I tried to the best mod I feel possible with the things I want to work without always buying the most expensive option. Sometimes there is a cheaper option that you can make work yourself, a little DIY, or sometimes it is necessary to buy the expensive option.